Can you imagine what is going on in people's marriages? Fear women who are too quiet. Zainab and Sola had been dating for roughly 2 years, and for the most part, everything was going great. They were both very much in love. Sola came from a good family. Zainab was doing well. There was just one little thing, that Zainab was essentially considered an orange flag, maybe a pink flag. Sola was a mummy's boy, but it wasn't too apparent. Just sometimes, it wasn't too apparent. For example, the first time Zainab eventually slept over at Sola's house, his mother appeared the following morning bright and early, asking what needed to be cooked in the house and whether he needed some laundry done. But that didn't happen very often. Sola did not live at home with his parents, so Zainab didn't think it was that big of a concern. At the same time, she was only girlfriend. Eventually, they put a wedding date together and prepared to get married. Again, Sola's mother would interject her preferences on color, decor, location, but nothing too crazy. And Zainab felt that, you know what, after we finally officially get married, maybe Sola's mother would back off. I'll be his wife, she won't have to be worried anymore, everything will go well. Zainab and Sola had been married for 5 years. Now, 5 years, you would think it would have gotten better, but no, it got worse. Through these 5 years, Sola's mother seemed to feel entitled to tell Zainab her mind. You see, within these 5 years, Zainab and Sola had been trying to have a child, trying to get pregnant, trying everything under the sun. They tried herbal teas, they tried herbal medicine, they tried local doctors, they went to clinics, they tried testing, they tried everything. And unfortunately, as it is typical African behavior, Sola's entire family blamed Zainab. Unfortunately, the person who made it so much worse was Sola's mother. You see, Zainab spent the past 5 years hearing, "You are the problem. You are too strong to bear children. If only you would listen to your husband. If only you were more. If only you were better." And despite Zainab going to Sola and telling him, "Look, your mother keeps saying things, it's driving me insane," Sola would say, "Oh, people of their generation, that's how they are. Oh, it's my mother, she's just concerned for us. Oh, it's my mother, she's just worried about you." And little by little, Zainab's walls started to break, started to fall. She started to struggle until one day, bright and early Saturday morning, Sola and Zainab were at home getting ready to start breakfast, have something to eat, maybe plan for the day. Now, it wasn't that Zainab didn't want kids. It wasn't that Sola and Zainab hadn't been trying. It just wasn't working out. They had gone to pastors, they had prayed about it, they had gotten medical testing done. It just wasn't coming together. But the part that really crushed her was time and time again, Sola's family referred to Zainab as half a woman, she who cannot bear kids, the lineage of their family. By their 6th year of marriage, Sola started to pull away. He was home less frequently, he was always at work, he would spend a lot of time at his family home. And you know what? Zainab was feeling very alone. She was struggling, she didn't have support, and she didn't know how to fix it. Marriage was supposed to be a partnership. She and Sola were supposed to be doing these things together, going through it together. But lately, she'd started to feel like it was Zainab against his whole entire family. One Sunday afternoon, after Zainab had returned from church alone again, Sola had gone home to his family home to go to church with them. Zainab returned to an empty house. Hoping for some peace and quiet, Zainab started to cook some late lunch for herself to eat. Unfortunately, that didn't last long. Less than an hour later, Sola walked in with his mother, accompanied by a young girl. She didn't look more than 23, pregnant belly, and she was popping gum and checking her phone. To his credit, Sola looked a little bit ashamed. He seemed quiet, meek, and looked down on the floor. Sola's mother, on the other hand, came with authority. She looked at Zainab and said, "My dear, over the past 5 years, you have denied my son of an heir. That is no longer going to be tolerated. This is Rashida. She is pregnant for my son Sola. Since you were not able to give him a child, you will do your utmost best as his wife to take care of the mother of his child. You will cook for her, you will clean for her, you will respect her, and you will ensure that she is well. I do not want to hear complaints from Rashida that you have not done something. She will live in this house with you guys, and you will ensure that she has a sweet, calm delivery." Zainab looked at Sola's mother. She looked at Rashida. She looked at Sola, and all she did was blink. because what did you expect from her? To shout, to yell, to scream? No. That wasn't who Zainab was. But Sola's mother wasn't done. She continued and told Zainab that she would be coming to the house once every single week to ensure that Rashida was well taken care of, that the baby was doing well, and that Zainab knew her place. Again, Sola said nothing. Zainab looked at her mother-in-law, looked at Rashida and said, okay, I have heard you. That very afternoon, Sola's mother dragged Rashida's clothes and bags and brought them all into the house, brought all her belongings. Sola did not even have the decency to have a conversation with Zainab. Over the next few months were probably the most trying times for Zainab. Hold up, wait, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now let's go back to the show. She cooked for Rashida, she washed her clothes for her, she took care of her, she would rub ointment on her swollen ankles and feet. She did everything a nurse would do, and not even a thank you. Sola's mother would come in every single week and say, Rashida is doing what you failed to do. Rashida has accomplished what you failed to manage. And every day Sola would wake up, interact with Rashida, interact with Zainab, go to work and come back. In his mind, he saw no problems. Everything was working as it should be. But you see, Zainab had friends, and Zainab's friends were angry. Every month that passed, they would implore with Zainab and say, please leave. Leave this marriage, leave this man, leave this situation. You can live at my house. You can stay with me. I have aunts and uncles who will care for you. Leave. And every day Zainab said, no, I am okay. I know what I am doing. Every single day turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and finally, we were nearing Rashida's due date. Finally, on a Friday, Rashida gave birth to a baby boy. Oh, the way the family cheered and praised and applauded. Zainab ran around serving Rashida to the best of her abilities, and in that moment, Sola looked at her and mocked her. Look at her, serving a woman who is doing what she could not. He laughed among his friends, among his family, but still Rashida stayed quiet. Following the birth of the child was a big announcement, a large party. Celebrations were in order. They killed a ram and cooked the meat. Everyone was happy. And then it came time of the naming ceremony. Sola and Rashida stood before their family and friends and announced that this child was going to be called Ayomide, meaning my joy has come. Cheers broke out, people danced, people started chanting, the dry ground has been exposed. And in that cacophony of noise, Zainab stood quietly, calm, collected. When it was time to present gifts, one by one, people came and laid gifts down at the feet of the couple, Sola and Rashida, for their baby, Ayomide. And Zainab was called, introduced as Sola's wife, to come and give a present for the child. Calmly, Zainab stood up. She held an envelope, walked to the front and announced clearly, Sola, my husband, congratulations on your son. Sola smiled and said, thank you. Maybe now you would also land. Zainab smiled and said, you know what? I have bought a very special gift. She opened the envelope and pulled out a couple of documents. She announced to everybody and said, 5 years ago, we were 1 year into our marriage and we wanted to have kids. We ran a few medical tests. And Sola, on the day those results came in, you sent me to pick it up because you were at work. I picked them up and I've kept them since then. But today, in front of family and friends, I will read you the results. Sola looked confused. He said, what's going on? What's this nonsense? Zainab said, look, this happened a while ago and I've kept these results for the sake of us, our relationship and our family. But today I will read them to you. This is a medical document that says that you, Sola, have azoospermia. Quiet in the hall. That means that unfortunately for you, due to an accident in your childhood, you have no sperm count. Unfortunately, that means you are incapable of fathering a child. Now, when I saw these results, I kept them to myself. I endured the mockery, the shame, the ridicule your family put me through for your sake and your pride. But you see, now you have announced that you have a child. So now, this child you supposedly have with Rashida, considering that you are incapable of having a child, does it not make sense that this child that you have presented us with rather belongs to your closest friend, Kola? In that moment, Sola looked between Rashida and his best friend Kola sitting in the front row. Gasps rung around through the hall. People started to look at each other. But Sola was not agreeing. He stood up and shouted, "You're talking nonsense. This cannot be true. This is not possible. You are lying." Zainab looked at Sola and said, "Well then, maybe Uncle Kola can explain to us why this baby has his exact nose. And with that, Zainab turned around and walked out. All she heard behind her was screams, shouts, punches being thrown, and glass shattering. The following day, her phone was ringing off the hook. Everybody was sending texts, calls, messages wanting to understand what exactly happened. But the text that stood out most to her was a voice note from Sola's mother. She was angry. "How dare you? How could you expose my son like this? You have embarrassed him." You see that message? Zainab looked at it, smiled, and sent one laughing emoji. Then she blocked all the contacts. Then Zainab took one last look at Sola and said, "And one more thing. The house we live in belongs to my mother. My name is the only name on those documentation. I am going home. Please come and collect your things within 3 business days." Zainab set up at a hotel room, ordered some room service, drank a couple of bottles of champagne, and for first time in a long time had peace. Her phone was ringing, relatives were calling, friends were calling, family members of Sola were calling, but she did not care. This situation was no longer her business. The only message she read came from Sola's mother, a voice note where she screamed and shouted that Zainab had disgraced Sola, his entire family, and had wreaked havoc. Zainab thought about, did she go too far? And that's all I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at EntangledWebStories. We post every single Saturday, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!